Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are on day 25. Can you guys believe it? We are making it. You guys are doing an amazing job. Remember, if you're struggling, I understand. I'm right there with you. Just one more day, and keep telling yourself that just one more day, guys. We are getting through it. Okay, so today we are dealing with the crown chakra, and if this is resonating with you guys, please hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And guys, I am dressed up to the nines today. Not the nines, the nines of being warm, because it's kind of chilly here today. It was raining, and so which is why I'm coming at you guys late. I enjoy the rain. I like to listen to it, and so I let it go. And plus, if I try to record when it's raining, it's so loud in here with the rain hitting the top. It sounds like it's just really crazy. All right. So anyways, guys, we have a lot to cover today. As this week has just been so much to go over, but it's been really informative, and I hope you guys are really enjoying these links that I have studied to really get you guys connected with these chakra centers, not only on a physical, mental, emotional level, but also bringing in the spiritual side of things as well. So today we are going into the crown chakra and connecting on a deeper spiritual level. And as we have been going all week, the first thing we're going to bring up is the rune. And the rune that's connected with the crown chakra is the Wanzhou rune here. And as you can see, it means joy. Okay. It brings happiness and harmony. This is two blessings that are offered specifically by the crown chakra. Okay, can you guys tell I'm like wearing purple today to really connect? I know it's kind of dark, but that's okay. Purple's purple. Even if it's violet, it's still purple. This represents a union of the mundane and the spiritual, which we've learned that is what the crown chakra is all about. It's like really learning to trust this process, trust in a higher power, and know that everything that happens in our vicinity or circumstances that feel like they're happening to us are actually happening for us along the journey, right? Awesome. It's a balance between competing domains, the physical and the spiritual realm, right? Yes, it is possible to be both very grounded and very spiritual, to live in harmony and authentically with others in your vicinity, which I know is hard, especially when you're first starting on this journey, but we will get there, guys. Wanzhou is the reminder that the world is not white and black, okay? It has a whole grayscale and technicolor in between white and black, and we can't just look at things as this is how it is and this isn't how it is, because how we see it might be wrong or incorrect for how another person sees it. And we're actually going to get so far in depth on what this means today, especially when we get to the tarot side of things. So understanding that we have to allow ourselves to accept viewpoints of other people, even if it doesn't feel right for us. It's just seeing the other side of the coin that maybe we haven't allowed ourselves to look at, okay? And remembering that binary thinking can become extremely constrictive to our personal development. So part of our spiritual growth and embracing this rune, the energy of this rune, is knowing that we always have to be open to what's coming and open to new means of information, right? Now, Wanzhou means joy, as we saw here. Esoterically, it is connected with hope, harmony, and perfection. And when you're thinking about this on a larger conceptual place, it is talking about the art of correct wishing, the correct application of will, and all of this is so tied into the tarot card as well, which is so crazy. Well-being, contentment, which is Santosha, right? And that is a yogic principle. I did not really discuss it so much. I did bring it up a couple of times on this journey, but Santosha just means being content with what is and knowing that we can't change where we're at in this now moment. It doesn't mean we can't take actions to change, but what it means is that can we be content with what is, with ourselves in this moment? Can we? And that is coming from a huge level of acceptance. Okay. So, talking about expectations with relationships, family, and bonding, and our trusted communities that are around us, right? With shared ideals and aims. We want group harmony, and that's what this symbolizes. This is also a symbol of shared identity, optimism, cooperative effort, like-mindedness, and wishful thinking. Okay, this rune literally means be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. Okay, and the other thing to remember when working with this rune is that great minds think alike, and remembering that though fools seldom differ. Okay, so we have to just be careful. There's a really thin line between being with somebody who thinks alike like you and being in that great mind space versus being foolish about the world and attracting other foolish individuals to you, okay? Not calling you guys fools, not at all. It's just we have to remember that we're human, and as human, we can swing both ways very easily, okay? Now, this does have to do with harmony of like forces, effortless ease, fellowship, fulfillment, wishing, genuine friendships, right? And you're looking at all relationships when working with Woden June. And prosperity, community, parties, accomplishment, stultification. It also has to do with, on the negative side, sorrow, strife, alienation. It warns of being cautious and also paying attention to blindness to danger, right? Sometimes we can be blind to things that might be dangerous for us. Deception and betrayal. You're looking at things like strengthening links or bonds, family relations, anything along those lines. It's about strengthening them. It's the invocation of fellowship and harmony. This does banish alienation or other inharmonious impediments that keep one or a group from trusting. It is creating joy through the use of true will, okay? And this is the realization of relationship bonds and the law of attraction, right? This rune is associated with Frigga, the Norse god who is, our goddess who is joyous, right? And Freyr, who is a god of fertility and prosperity, which we saw properties of when we first were talking about it. It can represent a beautiful creation or something meaningful to you and to someone else. And this can also include calling in a spouse or a companion, like a friend, right? It is a sign for achieving goals, starting new connections, or making business connections and allies, which is always welcome, especially if you guys are building a business of your own. Okay, it is associated with healing, and it can be used in spells for health, peace of mind, fertility of body and spirit. And I did not write this down, but it is something, because I didn't want to say it, but I feel like I should say it because there's some of you guys that are going to be interested in this. It can be used in spells of love, but it is not up to us to force another to love us by the words we bond to them. And that's just a warning that I wish to put out there as well, okay? Let's see here. When reversed, it can represent something negative in your life, right? So when it's upside down, it's a relationship that may have ended, someone you no longer get along with, feeling overwhelmed by all the demands on your time and your burdens, okay? And this is a time that means to prioritize what really truly matters to you, okay? This is also a wishing rune that can be utilized to bring happiness to life. It can help with spiritual and emotional afflictions, and it can help with depression if you draw it on your forehead, right? To help brighten your day, try chanting it out loud. Wonjo. Wonjo. Kind of like Wonjoe. Wonjo. Even though it's spelled Wunjo, it's Wonjo. Okay. Perfect. So That is our rune. Now we're going to move on to the tarot. And I'm really excited because all of the aspects that we're talking about today truly do bind together in such a magnificent way. It's not like they haven't before. It's just that, like, if there was one that was off the rocker, I feel like it'd be the one today. And our tarot today is the Hermit. Okay, and you guys may notice a lot of differences between my tarot and the Rider-Waite-Smith, and that is because I use the original Italian decks. I do not read with Rider-Waite-Smith. I read the intuitive Italian decks, okay? Just putting it out there. So, the Hermit is one of the most powerful figures of the mystery cards because he deals with indirect authority. He has the ability to pave the dark world with light and beauty. This is a representation of the crown chakra having the ability to maintain the light in the dark. A figure who represents empaths and light workers who do this work every day, this inner shadow work. Being a pioneer is the path of the leader and the crown chakra, and this launching point is for our connection to the divine. Now, what I'm going to go over today is directly connected to my Hermit card. I do not know if this translates to the Rider-Waite Tarot, okay? And I'm not going to say that it does. This directly translates to my deck, and I'm just putting that out there. So if you guys are like, I read with the Rider-Waite Tarot, because I know a lot of that is a very common tarot deck, and that's fine. It's a beautiful deck, and it has so much symbolism to it. The pictures are gorgeous, and the meanings to them are great, and they fall in line with where they need to be so that the message gets across, which is good, okay? So I'm not here to judge. It's just that is not the deck that I was drawn to when I decided to connect with tarot, okay? It was interesting because it was just an interesting story. I'm not going to go into it right now. So the thing about the Hermit is he purposefully chooses a life of self-denial and reclusiveness in order to live a more worthy monastic life of the mind, right? And we're talking about the crown chakra, which is conscious thought. Embarking on a spiritual journey is an arduous one. He seeks truth, letting the lantern light his way. He knows the past is a worthy teacher and a reminder of traditional values that he holds dear. As we age, we gain wisdom. To embody this energy is a steadfast quest to the truth, which is not an easy one. Okay. He makes way from opinion to opinion, belief to belief, from experience to experience, so that he may find the way of peace between opinions, beliefs, and experiences. Because he walks, no one can walk for him. Because his work is peace, which is prudence, and therefore it is solitude. He does have joy, and these joys are intense, which has nothing in common with that intoxication of feeling free from the burden of responsibility which plunging into collectivity brings forth. And we'll explain this. It is the joy of responsibility, which is the Hermit, encountering the same responsibility, another Hermit, which together alleviate the responsibility of a third, one who said of his earthly life, foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head, so he walks. This is actually not that last part, but this is from Matthew 8:20. So he walks, right? And this is where it gets deep. These are big concepts, again, coming through in relation to my Hermit card, right? Why this is connected to the crown chakra and also ties in with Wonjo, okay? It is the master who all itinerant hermits follow and serve. And we talked about this on this journey. Like, if you want to connect with the crown chakra, it's learning to become of service to the divine. listening to what divine is asking us. And that is what is human, right? This is very human of us, is to listen to this internal knowing and taking action based on this internal knowing. It is joy of two who meet one another in his name and where he is present. Okay, because not everybody is present. This means unburdened by earthly matters and worries. And isn't it funny? We're talking about joy, and Wonjo is the embodiment of joy. And you see how these are starting to tie in together. Don't fear, they get even more connected as we go. And it just, I love how things work like this. Like, Source just knows these things. Peace is unity of diversity. There is no peace where there is no diversity. And there is no peace where there is only diversity. You're like, but it said peace is unity of diversity. Unity of diversity and non-diversity. We have to have both because we live in a dualistic realm. We live in a place of contrast. And so without contrast, something ceases to exist, which means that we would cease to exist. Okay, so we have to allow ourselves to be in a place of both diversity and non-diversity. This acceptance that's at the center of our being, of seeing both sides as equal and unequal at the same time. This is a huge concept, guys. The hermit knows how to say yes and no. The two magical words of the will. And we talked about how Wonjo is connected to our will, right? By which the will is strong, and without them, it goes to sleep. So when you guys hear on this journey how important it is to learn how to say yes to yourself and no to others, the reason being is so that we can connect with our inner will, our power, right? We talked about that on Solar Plexus Day. That inner power is so important because that's how we take back ourselves and we don't let ourselves become the victim of the world. And so we're talking very deeply here about two simple concepts, yes and no, and how we can reconnect with that inner will that we have. Otherwise, it goes to sleep. And this is why we become yes people, right? Or why we just become reclusive. Yes and no, the very life of one's will. It's supreme and unique law. This is the law of the universe, to be able to say yes and no, and one which the hermit truly embodies, okay? The will does not know a third term beyond, nor is the will ever impartial, neutral, or indifferent. It simply is, okay? It's not impartial, it's not neutral, and it's not indifferent. There is no favorites in this game with the will, okay? Now, with this in mind, remembering that hermits are not complacent, and nor are they a passenger to life. So they're not steady, like letting life happen to them. They don't just go along with it and let life happen to them. But also they don't become too active either. And I'm going to explain what the active side of things is. Now, prayer, divine service, study, and discipline. This constitutes a very active and effective endeavor, having in view the route and destiny of the boat of mankind's spiritual history, okay? But hermits are walking. He is beyond contemplation and action. He sits in that of the heart. The heart is the only solution here. Now, there are three triangles of knowledge, heart, and will in practicing the inner work of integrating the human being. How do we integrate this human being? And again, these are very large concepts. I have had to read this multiple times. I have had to go over this studying doing it for this program is not the first time that I've studied this. These concepts, these ideas. I have studied them for the last 2 years, and they're really big, and sometimes I have to put it away because it's like, it just sends me into such a rabbit hole that I'm like, oh my goodness, and then I have to come back. And so just understanding, if some of this is feeling like it's going over your head, don't worry about it, because it's going into your heart, okay? I'm not asking you guys to understand what it is that I'm talking about right off the bat, because some of this is really difficult to grasp onto, and especially if you're learning to live in a higher consciousness. It's not until we're able to unlock that higher consciousness at different levels that this begins to make sense to us. So don't trip over it, and don't be upset at yourself if it feels like it makes no sense. If you're just like, what is she talking about? It's okay. All right. But I have to talk about it because these are planting seeds into your heart. And the seed comes from learning what the meaning of this card is and the depth of it, and why this is not Rider-Waite Tarot. Okay. This is something that I've studied for it's almost been 5 years now. I sometimes just, that number baffles me because it doesn't feel like that long. That's how much I love tarot. It just becomes such a passion for me. And I've studied it for 5 years, and I've been in, like I said at the beginning, with the chakra system for a long time. All of this stuff, it's not something that I did fly by night. I just figured it out yesterday, I'm going to do it today. No, like, this is all very intensive study and work that I have done. So take notes and keep coming back to your notes. And if you have to keep coming back to these sections of the videos to hear them so that it keeps imprinting on your heart, one day it will unlock a new perspective to you. And don't hold on to that perspective, because as you keep reiterating this into your soul, then an even larger perspective comes, right? We never fully understand the vastness of it because it's beyond our conceptual mind. It just continues to grow and grow and grow. And so as I understood this in the beginning, my perception of it now has altered greatly, and it has altered time and time and time and time again, okay? My apologies. I didn't mean to go off on a rant there, but I just want to let you guys know, because it didn't say that when I first started doing these, and I apologize, but it's here now. And why is it here now? Because the Hermit in particular is such, he's a hard one to grasp. And these lessons that he teaches us sometimes are more than what our mind is ready to accept. All right. So we're coming back to this 3 triangles of knowledge, heart, and will. The first edge of the triangle is will and the heart of knowledge. Okay. The second triangle is knowledge and the will of heart. Okay. And the third triangle is knowledge and the heart of will. They're all different, but they're all equally as important as the next. Okay. The Hermit realizes the supremacy of heart in the human being, because the salvation of the soul is the restoration of the reign of the heart. That's what he means. This reconnection with our soul. And that's what the crown chakra is all about. It's opening up ourselves to the divinity of who we are and the divinity of the Creator, whatever that means to you. Okay. And that's what's so amazing about this journey. It's humongous, beyond our minds. It's beyond our hearts even. It's something that only our soul can understand. And within that understanding of our soul, it feeds our heart so that our heart knows what it wants. Okay, so the salvation of our soul is the restoration of the reign of the heart. When we heal our soul, when we heal our body, when we heal our mind, we heal our hearts. This beautiful place. Awesome. Okay, so we've got those out of the way. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, as we have, sorry, I didn't mean to kick the camera there, guys, is the planet that's connected with the crown chakra. Now there are going to be 2 chakras that we talk about that are not connected to the day of the planet, and that is because the days don't have a planet for the planet, right? The planets don't match up. So the way I set it up, it was the best way for flow. And so that's why it's set up exactly the way it's set up, okay? Now, the planet is connected to Uranus, which is the planet of rebellion. Energy that is felt generationally rather than individually due to how slowly it moves through the zodiacs. Okay? It brings with it a new way of looking at things, and its approach is best met with an expanded consciousness. And didn't we just talk about that with the Hermit card? It's all about opening ourselves up to this higher consciousness and this higher vibrational way of seeing things, right? Preferring to break with tradition and creating a new mold. And that's why I love that the Hermit was connected to today, because this ideology, this philosophical, it's more or less, it's very esoteric knowledge. This is very philosophical in nature. This is something that is much, it's outside of tradition, right? Because not only is it connecting a religious aspect to something that some religious fanatics would consider, I've heard that before, that these are the cards of the devil, right? There is something that's divine about tarot, though, and I don't want to freak you guys out. I don't. If people believe that, that's okay. But when we talked about earlier in the week that it is our right to ask, to seek, and to knock, we have to find out for our own selves. We can't just take everybody else at their word, okay? And let that be it. Hold on just a second. Okay, guys, so let's see. Back to this. Preferring to break with tradition and create a new mold. This planet, it brings with it erratic and bizarre behaviors, right? So not the norm at all. And it takes Uranus 84 years to make it around the zodiac. That's a long time, right? That's a lifetime. No one will experience it twice in their lifetime, at least not yet. The crown chakra is where we must become empty to become full, okay? In order to be moved by spirit or source. This chakra is in direct correlation to being selfless due to its high vibrational frequency. Uranus is the planet tied to intuition, rebellion, and revolution. It is here that our intuition strikes like lightning, opening our minds to the cosmic portals, which we've been talking about. Innovation, creative genius, and flashes of insight are all signs that Uranus is in effect. This great awakener who jolts us from complacency through great change and even chaos. Uranus takes ordinary perceptions and adds crystalline dimensions, which is so cool because it's another confirmation as everything that we've been talking about. Uranus is theoretical physics, like theoretical physics. It embodies the potential for creating an enlightened society, upholding values of open-mindedness and acceptance. Awesome. Almost there, guys. I know we're here, so we're almost there. We're getting there. All right, so the zodiac that's tied to the crown chakra, there's only one, and it is Leo. And we're talking about how everybody thought it might have been connected with, well, I don't know if everybody thought that, but I did when I first started. I thought it was going to be tied with the solar plexus. But Leo is actually connected to the crown chakra. This is the most refined of all the fire signs. They're deeply confident and committed to self-expression. They are warm people who light up a room and they want to be seen, and that is okay. They're meant to be that way. They are natural performers, entertaining and very playful. They are grand, loud, and unapologetically themselves, right? Being unfazed by the world around them. They are heart-centered and expressive, loving fiercely, and they have a talent for enjoying life, finding life's little joys, right? They can, however, become vain and self-centered, with its pride leading to arrogance and unwilling to admit when they've been at fault. So that is just an unbalanced side of being a Leo. And that's okay. Everybody has their faults, okay? So I'm not here trying to point out anybody's faults. I'm just making sure you guys know the positive and the negative aspects, because everything is dualistic. That contrast that we're talking about, right? A balanced crown chakra provides Leo with the pure connection to the divine that helps them temper their fiery ambition and gives them like a set way to attack what it is that they want to, right? They're so ambitious, and they need something that brings that down just a notch so that they can really do what they want to do and not be so overwhelmed by everything all the time, okay? Awesome. So that's the only zodiac that's connected to the crown chakra. And the last but not least, we're going to talk about the gemstone before we get on to our norms. And the gemstone that we have today is the crystal quartz. It's clear quartz here. I've been holding it. This is connected to the crown chakra. It's for all signs, all zodiac signs, and it is connected to all elements, okay? It's here for harmony, energy, healing. It helps with your psychic abilities, for clarity and calmness. And this is known as the Master Healer Stone, and it will amplify energy and thought. And it will amplify the other crystals you have. So if you have another crystal that you want to put with it, like green aventurine or something, then they will amplify each other, okay? It absorbs, stores, releases, and regulates energy. It eliminates negative energies of all kinds. You can use this to help cleanse your space. It helps to balance and revitalize physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual planes. It cleanses and enhances the organs and the subtle body. And this is a deep soul cleanser. Okay, this helps you to concentrate, and it unlocks memories. And it brings the body into balance and stimulates the immune system. This is good also for harmonizing and aligning all of your chakras, okay? Awesome. Let's move this over here really quick. Get this out. Okay, and so I want you guys to journal. I forgot to bring my journal. It's over there somewhere. I had all my papers out and everything, and I'm just a mess right now, so hang with me. But I had it out because I was journaling, and I want you guys to still focus on journaling, right? That's a very important part of this journey. So your journal question for today is, how important is spiritual ascension for you? And to what lengths are you willing to go for that connection and oneness with source or spirit? Why is this important for you? Okay, and really sit with this and know. And if it's not important for you, then, put down why it's not important for you. And that's okay. Again, these concepts, these are just other ways. This is giving an opportunity for all people to connect with these centers, okay? All right, so let's see here. Guys, I want you to see that 10-minute yoga practice on my channel in the playlist for you guys. And find that meditation that you guys have been using this whole time and make sure you meditate, okay? And the affirmation I want you guys to work with is, I am the way, the journey, and the light. And it's not about convincing yourself of this, okay? This is about you guys truly opening up and seeing, how does it feel when you mention this affirmation to yourself? What's going on inside of me? And note that in your journal. Okay? Guys, we have 3 days left before we've done all 4 weeks of the chakras. And then after that, we have 2 days left, and they're going to be super simple. I promise you guys. I know one of the days we are going to test our chakras, and we're going to see if we've aligned them throughout this journey and see where we're at, what's going on. And then I'm still figuring out what I want to do for the last day for you guys, but it is coming, guys. We are so close. I'm so excited. And I just promise me that you guys are going to journal through this week, because once we get to the last day on Friday for this week, I won't have any more journal questions for you. So just keep showing up and journaling for this time, okay? Why? Because you guys are building a discipline and consistency in your life, all right? If you guys are interested, I will drop with this a tarot reading as well that's in line with the crown chakra. That's just there for you guys if you're interested. It is not a requirement. And I can't express my gratitude and my excitement for just being here and you guys being here. And my prayer is that it does impact you guys in the way or a similar way that it did me. If it's resonating, hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And I will, for ease and convenience, post all of the videos on my channel at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get on out of here, guys. I'm tired. I'm ready. I'm ready with you guys. I'm ready. But we've just got to do it. One more day, guys. Just one more day, even though I know it's 5 days. But just one more day. Keep saying it to yourself. So we'll just keep showing up. Just one more day. Okay? We'll be there, guys. I promise. I love you so much. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.